8 photos that will make you cry. Number 1, teacher's funeral. This photo captures a 12-year-old Brazilian boy named Diego. He plays the violin along with other students at the funeral of his teacher. The teacher introduced Diego and many other students to music to escape the violence of the area. The teacher also had a personal connection with Diego, as he brought Diego out of poverty. To make the photo even more heartbreaking, Diego died later that year from leukemia at age 13. Number 2, mourning dog. This dog, named Leo, sat at her owner's grave for 2 whole days after her owner's death. Her owner was killed by landslides in Rio de Janeiro in 2011. The surrounding unfilled graves had been dug for other victims who were yet to be buried. The sadness on Leo's face captures the extreme connection that humans and animals can create. Number 3, alcoholic father. This photo, taken in Guangzhou, China, has very little information attached to it. The image shows a little boy trying to wake his drunken alcoholic father and usher him home. A level of desperation can be seen in the child's eyes as he is unable to lift his father, making the image both sad and incredibly powerful. Number 4, Tiananmen Square. In 1989, a massacre occurred when the Chinese army began killing protesters in Tiananmen Square, Beijing. However, as a line of tanks progressed toward a group of protesters, one brave and mysterious man stepped in front of the tanks. The tanks tried to go around him, but he moved back into their path. This powerful image demonstrates the extreme measures some people take to achieve what many of us take for granted. Number 5, father's funeral. This photograph of a boy being comforted by a soldier at a funeral shows the bravery of people, both young and old. The boy was attending his father's funeral after he died while fighting in Iraq. Whether you agree with the war or not, you can't help but feel empathy and sorrow for the devastated young boy. Number 6, Auschwitz gas chamber. This image shows the wall of one of the many gas chambers in the Auschwitz Nazi concentration camp. The white marks are fingernail scratches made by prisoners about to be executed. Over 1 million people died at the Auschwitz concentration camp alone, with a further 10 million in other camps. The level of desperation required to scratch at a metal wall makes this photo one of the most haunting images of war, despite containing no blood or gore. Number 7, sudden grief. In 2014, a teenage boy was stabbed to death outside San Jose High School in a gang-related incident. This image captures the boy's older brother reacting to the news of his brother's death. A police sergeant watches over him as he collapses to the floor, overwhelmed by sudden shock and grief. Just one look at the man's face reveals emotions that are too intense to fully relate to. Number 8, malnourished hand. This photograph reveals a stark level of inequality in the world. The larger hand belongs to a missionary, while the smaller hand belongs to a starving African child. The image is powerful, as it doesn't need to show anything more than 2 hands to highlight some of the biggest problems in our world.